Please occupy your seats. Put your mobile on switch off or on a silent mode. Requesting everybody to settle down. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam Tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we offer our salutations to the Kanchis here, today we have gathered to confer Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi National Eminence Award to the illustrious sons of the Bharatavarsha. On behalf of South Indian Education Society, I am honored and delighted to welcome the awardees on the dais. We have for the public leadership, Dr. Himanta Biwa Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister of Assam. For the community service, we have the representation, Mr. Ulas Make from the Dabbawala community from Mumbai. The details about them, we will do it when we are conferring the award. We have Dr. Pralhad, Aerospace Technology for Science and Technology. We have Padma Bhushan Sivathanu Pillai, also for Science and Technology. And Dr. Professor Mani Dravid, Distinguished Scholar in Sanskrit. Swagatam Mahodaya. I'm extremely happy and delighted to welcome all the members of the SIS Sabha student community of the extended SIS family for the most awaited program of National Eminence Award being conferred. The Mahaswami of Kanchi was an embodiment of ancient wisdom of India enshrined in the Vedas. He represented the very essence of the Sanatana Dharma. His blessings knew no bar of caste, class, religion, age, bar. He was an open book to all alike. None returned to his effulgent presence without the feeling of peace and tranquility, courage and confidence to face life. The South Indian Education Society has set up a corpus fund to perpetuate the preachings of Mahaswami in seeking to honor men of eminence who devote their lifetime for the cause of this nation, and Sanatana Dharma, the society, seeks to institutionalize a forum through which these awards are given. The benevolent sage of Kanchi gave a century of spiritual guidance to millions of devotees all over the world. The Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi National Eminence Award is our way of paying reverential homage to his noble soul, the legend of humanity, and to perpetuate his memory, mission, and the deeds for the present and for future generation. We also have with us few illustrious men who have occupied great positions in this world, and I'm also happy to welcome each one of them here. Sukanya Sharma, daughter of Honorable Chief Minister of Assam. Swami Narayan Tirtha, Swagatam Mahodaya. Honorable Justice K.R. Sriram. Padma Vibhushan, Dr. M.M. Sharma, who was an awardee of the year in 2008. Sri Balasubramanian of Guwahati, in charge of the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham. As we commence this function today, let us have the Shusti Vachan of the Sri Kamakoti Peetham from the Vedic priests and the students of the SIS Nerul Veda Patashala. Requesting all of them to assemble on the stage.
मिश्रा जी सर पीछे दोनों अमोल दोनों
स्वस्ति ओम स्वस्ति श्रीमदखिल भूमंडलालंकारत्रिंशत्कोटि देवता सेवित श्री कामाक्षी देवी सनाथ श्रीमदेकाम्रनाथ श्री महादेवी सनाथ श्री हस्तिगिरिनाथ साक्षात्कार परमाधिष्ठान सत्यव्रत नामांकित कांची दिव्यक्षेत्रे शारदा मठ सुस्थितानाम् अतुलित सुधार समाधुर्य कमलासन कामिनी संविल्ल मल्लिका मालिका निस्यन्द मकरंद जरी सौवस्तिक निगुंभ विजृंभणानंद तुंदिलित मनीषि मंडलानाम् अनवरताद्वैत विद्या विनोद रसिकानाम् निरन्तरालङ्कृतीकृत शान्तिदान्ति भूम्नाम् सकल भुवन चक्र प्रतिष्ठापक श्री चक्र प्रतिष्ठा विख्याते सोऽलङ्कृतानाम् निखिल पाषण्ड षण्ड कण्टकोद्घाटनेन विशदीकृत वेदान्त मार्ग सन्मत प्रतिष्ठापकाचार्याणाम् श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य श्रीमच्छङ्कर भगवत्पादाचार्याणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमच्चन्द्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमेन्द्राणाम् अन्ते वासवर्य श्रीमज्जयेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमेन्द्राणाम् तदन्ते वासवर्य श्रीमच्छङ्कर विजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानाम् तदन्ते वासवर्य श्रीमत्सत्यचन्द्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानाम् च चरणारविन्दयोः साष्टाङ्गं प्रणामः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। आनो भरदक्षिणेनाविसव्येन प्रमोषा इन्द्रमानो वसोर्निर्वाक उपक्रमस्व भारतृषदा दृष्णो जनानाम् अदासोष्टरस्य वेदाः इन्द्रय उनुते अस्ति वाजो विप्रेभिः सनित्वः अस्माभिस्सुतं जानुहि सद्यो जुवस्ते वाजा अस्मभ्यं विश्वश्चन्द्राः वसैश्च मक्षो जायन्ते। हरिः ओम्।
We shall now have the state anthem, Jai Jai Maharashtra Maza. I request all of you to rise for the same. This will be sung by Rashmi Aloni of the Sangeeta Vidyalaya student.
महाराष्ट्र माझा महाराष्ट्र माझा गरजा महाराष्ट्र माझा जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा गरजा महाराष्ट्र माझा जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा गरजा महाराष्ट्र माझा भीतीन आम्हा तुझी मुळीही गडगडणाऱ्या नभा भीतीन आम्हा तुझी मुळीही गडगडणाऱ्या नभा अस्मानाच्या सुलतानीला जवाब देती जिभा अस्मानाच्या सुलतानीला जवाब देती जिभा सह्याद्रीचा सिंह गर्जतो सह्याद्रीचा सिंह गर्जतो शिवशंभू राजा दरी दरीतून नाद गुंजला महाराष्ट्र माझा जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा गरजा महाराष्ट्र माझा काळ्या छातीवरी कोरली अभिमानाची लेणी काळ्या छातीवरी कोरली अभिमानाची लेणी पोलादी मनगटे खेळती खेळ जीव घेणी दारिद्र्याच्या उन्हात शिजला निढळांच्या घामाने भिजला देश गौरवासाठी झिजला देश गौरवासाठी झिजला दिल्लीचेही तख्त राखतो महाराष्ट्र माझा जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा गरजा महाराष्ट्र माझा जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा गरजा महाराष्ट्र माझा जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा गरजा महाराष्ट्र माझा
It was indeed so beautiful and inspiring, the Maharashtra song, state anthem. Now we shall have the Anugrah Bhashan of His Holiness Pujya Shri Shankara Vijayendra Saraswathi Swamigal, who could not be here with us. There's a video address for a few minutes. Let us watch that.
वाले जो शहर है मुंबई में द साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशन सोसाइटी उसके माध्यम से नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड दिया जाता है। अपार करुणा सिंधुम ज्ञानदम शांत रूपिणम श्री चंद्रशेखर गुरुम प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम देवे देहे च देशे च भक्त्यारोग्य सुखप्रदम बुध पामर सेव्यंतम श्री जयेंद्रम नमाम्यहम सदाशिव समारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमां अस्मदाचार्य पर्यंतां वंदे गुरु परंपरां। अपने भारतवर्ष में प्रसिद्ध आर्थिक विकास के लिए प्रगति करने वाले जो शहर है मुंबई में द साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशन सोसाइटी उसके माध्यम से नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड दिया जाता है। अपने परमाचार्य जी श्री 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 चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती स्वामी महाराज के नाम से ये नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड दिया जाता है। पुरस्कार 28 वर्षों से ये विरुद्ध प्रदान सम्मान का कार्यक्रम हो रहा है। विगत 27 वर्षों में अपने भारतवर्ष में संस्कृति, सदाचार एवं लौकिक विज्ञान और प्रजा सेवा में जो अच्छे अच्छे काम किया उन लोगों को ये सम्मान दिया गया है। इस वर्ष में अपने शास्त्र संप्रदाय के लिए तर्क, मीमांसा, व्याकरण, वेदांत में प्रसिद्ध विद्वान मणि द्राविड़ शास्त्री जी को जो शास्त्र रत्नाकर, महामहोपाध्याय ऐसे अनेक बिरुद है, अपने संस्कृत भाषा में मूर्धन्य विद्वान है, सात्विक स्वभाव के हैं। अनेक विद्यार्थियों को उन्होंने अपने अध्यापन के माध्यम से महाविद्वान बनाया। 30 वर्षों से चेन्नई में संस्कृत कलाशाला में अध्यापन का सेवा कर रहे हैं। ऐसे इनको काशी मणि द्राविड़ शास्त्री जी को इस वर्ष का चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड 2025 का ये सम्मान पुरस्कार हो रहा है। वैसे ही अपने भारतवर्ष में अनेक साइंटिस्ट, विक्रम साराभाई, सतीश धवन जी, ऐसे DRDO के अनेक साइंटिस्ट लोग, APJ अब्दुल कलाम जी, अपने डॉक्टर चिदम्बरम जी, राम नारायण अग्रवाल जी, वैसे अनेक लोग, KSR राव जी, ऐसे अनेक लोग DRDO में, BRC में, ऐसे अनेक वैज्ञानिक संस्था में, CSIR में अपने अपने विद्वत्ता के कारण, संशोधन के कारण आधुनिक वैज्ञानिक क्षेत्र में, अंतरिक्ष में, धरती पर, ऐसे देश का आर्थिक विकास के लिए, प्रजा का, जैसे भी अपने भारतवर्ष का मौसम और विद्या, ऐसे अनेक क्षेत्र में विकास के लिए, सुरक्षा के लिए काम किया और कर रहे हैं। उसमें से प्रहलाद रामाराव जी को साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए इस वर्ष का चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड दे रहे हैं। ऐसे ही साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का और अच्छे प्रमुख प्रसिद्ध वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर ये शिवथानु पिल्लई अभी कुछ महीने पहले जो भारतवर्ष का सुरक्षा के स्थिति में जो भी विचार विमर्श हुआ उसमें भारत का आत्मविश्वास का जो भी उदाहरण है उनमें से एक ब्रह्मोस वगैरह है। ऐसे जो भी हम प्राचीन शास्त्रों में सुनते हैं अस्त्र और शस्त्र, ऐसे आज का ज़माने में विदेशियों के द्वारा आधुनिक सुरक्षा सामग्री का उत्पादन हो रहा है, उसमें भारत में ही आत्मनिर्भर भारत के योजना के अंदर आत्मविश्वास, आत्मविज्ञान, आत्मविकास के लिए जो लायक है ऐसे ब्रह्मोस इत्यादि शस्त्रों का तैयारी में इनका जो भी नेतृत्व है, समायोजन में, संशोधन में, उसका देश का सुरक्षा के स्थान पर पहुंचाने में ये शिवतानु पिल्लई का, डॉक्टर शिवतानु पिल्लई का नाम प्रसिद्ध है। उनको इस वर्ष का चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड 2025 के लिए साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए दिया जा रहा है। मनुष्य का प्रगति में ये अन्न एक मुख्य स्थान है। पुष्टि सहित अच्छे जो भी वस्तु है, सात्विक आहार है, उसका महत्व भगवत गीता में कहा है। काशी में हम अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी का पूजा अर्चना करते हैं। अन्नपूर्णे सदा पूर्णे शंकर प्राण वल्लभे ज्ञान वैराग्य सिद्ध्यर्थम भिक्षां देहि च पार्वती नित्यानंद करी वरा भयकरी सौंदर्य रत्नाकरी निर्धूताखिल घोर पावन करी प्रत्यक्ष माहेश्वरी परालेयाचल वंश पावन करी काशीपुराधीश्वरी भिक्षां देहि कृपावलंबन करी माता अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी, ऐसे हम कहते हैं। इससे अपने देश में खेती एक मुख्य विषय है, एग्रीकल्चर मुख्य विषय है। एग्रीकल्चर में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, मेंटेनेंस एंड विनियोग, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, ये तीनों भी मुख्य है। उस पे मुंबई ऐसे महानगरों में अनेक प्रकार के लोग, एक तो बुजुर्ग लोग, सीनियर सिटीजन होते हैं, बच्चे होते हैं, कर्मचारी होते हैं, व्यापारी होते हैं। इसलिए उन लोगों का काम करने का समय अलग है, आदत अलग है। उस पे सबके लिए अन्न पहुंचाने में विलंब नहीं होना चाहिए, रोक नहीं होना चाहिए। ऐसे जो उत्तम सेवा है, उदार सेवा है, ऐसे सेवा में लगे हुए मुंबई के डब्बावाला, जो मुंबई के प्रसिद्ध, विश्व में ये सप्लाई चेन का जो भी उदाहरण है, उसको पहला स्थान उसको हम दे सकते हैं, लॉजिस्टिक्स में उनको दे सकते हैं। वैसे कोऑर्डिनेशन में, कार्डियल रिलेशन में, डिलीवरी में उनको पहला स्थान मुंबई का डब्बा वालों का होता है। वैसे उन लोगों का सामूहिक रूप से उनको ये पुरस्कार चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती स्वामी पुरस्कार 2025 का ये हो रहा है। और अपना भारतवर्ष में आसेतु सीताचल, कन्याकुमारी से कश्मीर, कन्याकुमारी से कामाख्या, ऐसे कन्याकुमारी से काशी, इसमें कन्याकुमारी से अपने प्रागज्योतिषपुर, जो पुराणों में कहा है भागवत से संबंधित रुक्मिणी का स्थान है, और दीपावली का चरित्र कथा के संबंध में प्रागज्योतिषपुर का भी नाम है। कामरूप का लोहिता नदी है, ब्रह्मपुत्र है। ऐसे अस्त्युत्तरस्यां दिशि देवतात्मा हिमालयो नाम नगाधिराजः, वैसे पूर्व दिशा भी हमारे लिए मुख्य है। पुरी टू त्रिपुरा, जगन्नाथपुरी टू त्रिपुरा, जो अपने देश में नॉर्थ ईस्ट कहा जाता है, पूर्वोत्तर प्रदेश का प्रगति भी देश का प्रगति में एक मुख्य विषय है। 35 वर्ष पहले शंकराचार्य ही शताब्दी में पूर्वोत्तर प्रदेश के असम में गुवाहाटी में अपने गुरुजी पूज्य जयेंद्र सरस्वती महाराज जी का प्रवास हुआ। लाल मट्टी में गणेश मंदिर का प्राण प्रतिष्ठा कुंभाभिषेकम का कार्यक्रम संपन्न हुआ। 35 वर्षों में कांची कामकोटी का असम और पूर्वोत्तर प्रदेश का संबंध ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है सेवा के संदर्भ में। विद्या, वैद्य, वेद, इस तीनों विषयों पर वहाँ पूर्वोत्तर प्रदेश बालाजी मंदिर का, पूर्व तिरुपति बालाजी मंदिर के द्वारा भक्ति सद्भावना के लिए प्रचार प्रसार हो रहा है। वेद शास्त्रों का प्रचार हो रहा है। वेद पाठशाला भी वहाँ शुरू हुआ है। वैसे हर वर्ष वैशाख शुक्ल पंचमी में आद्य जगतगुरु शंकराचार्य जी का पर्व वहाँ कामाख्या में संपन्न हो रहा है। वहाँ भक्ति सदाचार के लिए शंकर देव जी, माधव देव जी के द्वारा जो कीर्तन है, नामघर है, मझोली रिवर आइलैंड में, देश में बहुत बड़ा रिवर आइलैंड नदी का द्वीप जो है, वहाँ अनेक सत्राधिकारियों के द्वारा वहाँ भक्ति सदाचार का प्रचार प्रसार हो रहा है। हम भी अपने गुरुजी के साथ, जयेंद्र सरस्वती महाराज जी के साथ वो असम जाने को हमको मौका मिला। वहाँ भी हम गए हैं, वहाँ भी नामघर वगैरह गए हैं। वहाँ कांची कामकोटी के द्वारा अनेक प्रकार का विकास के लिए योजना है। और भी वहाँ जो विकास है असम में और नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जो विकास है वो देश का विकास है। उस दृष्टि से वहाँ अपने देश के प्रमुख स्थान, जिसके लिए हमको नर्मदा परिक्रमा, कैलाश परिक्रमा, गोवर्धन परिक्रमा, ऐसे परिक्रमा करके, अरुणाचलम के परिक्रमा, ऐसे परिक्रमा करके जाना पड़ता है। जो चिकन्नेक सिलीगुड़ी के द्वारा हमको जाना पड़ता है, वहाँ भी सिलीगुड़ी में भी कांची कामकोटी के द्वारा प्रवेश द्वार, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए प्रवेश द्वार में वेद पाठशाला भी संचालन कर रहे हैं। सिक्किम में भी अपने देश के लिए मंदिर और वेद पाठशाला का संचालन हो रहा है। उसमें वहाँ ईमानदारी के साथ, हिम्मत के साथ, समर्पण भावना के साथ काम करने के लिए अच्छे अच्छे नेता का भी ज़रूरत है, जो देशभक्ति के साथ, धार्मिक विश्वास के साथ, अपने नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन का, राष्ट्रीय एकता का भावना के साथ वहाँ के जो भी स्थिति है, अनेक प्रकार के वहाँ विकास का ज़रूरत है, उसको मन में ध्यान में रखते हुए वहाँ भूमि को संरक्षण करना, संस्कृति को संरक्षण करना, आर्थिक विकास होना और आतंकवाद से मुक्ति होना प्रजा को, वैसे अनेक प्रकार का स्थिति वहाँ है। इसलिए वहाँ अच्छे समर्थ सशक्त और अपने संस्कृति सभ्यता में निष्ठा रखने वाले अच्छे अच्छे लोगों का वहाँ ज़रूरत है। उसमें अपने राजकारण में, राजनीति में सक्रिय होकर के हिमंत विश्व शर्मा जी वहाँ विगत 20-25 वर्षों से, हम जब वो एमएलए थे तब से हम देख रहे हैं, वहाँ से मंत्री, वहाँ मंत्री ये सब होकर के विद्या के क्षेत्र में, आर्थिक क्षेत्र में और वैद्य के क्षेत्र में, ऐसे वहाँ प्रजा के सेवा के क्षेत्र में ऐसे अनेक वर्षों से अनेक स्थान में मंत्री के रूप में काम करके अभी विगत कुछ वर्षों से मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में वहाँ का नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं। असम का प्रजा सेवा में अच्छे सरकार के द्वारा प्रजा का स्वास्थ्य, विद्या और प्रगति के लिए, रोजगारी के लिए अनेक प्रकार से वो काम कर रहे हैं। ऐसे उत्साह के साथ सक्रिय होकर के ज़्यादा ही वो प्रवास करके असम और हस्तिनापुर, दिल्ली से भी अच्छा संबंध रख कर के वहाँ समग्र विकास के लिए उनका काम हो रहा है। ऐसे उनको डॉक्टर हिमंत विश्व शर्मा जी को इस वर्ष का ये नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड, चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती स्वामी नेशनल एमिनेंस अवार्ड 2025 का SIES के द्वारा, साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशन सोसाइटी के द्वारा कांची कामकोटि पीठम के आशीर्वाद सहित ये पुरस्कार षण्मुखानंद चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती स्वामी हॉल में ये सम्मान का कार्यक्रम आयोजित किया है दिसंबर 13 तारीख को। इस कार्यक्रम में भक्त लोग शामिल होकर के उसका समायोजक डॉक्टर V शंकर के द्वारा ऐसे विगत 27 वर्षों से अपना देश का, धर्म का, समाज का और संस्कृति का जो अच्छे सेवा कर रहे हैं उनको सम्मान देने में ऐसे अच्छे कार्यक्रम का समायोजन हो रहा है। ऐसे कार्यक्रम में भक्तों के द्वारा इस कार्यक्रम के लिए प्रोत्साहन हो। इस वर्ष में जो पुरस्कार जिनको हो रहा है उनके द्वारा वहाँ असम में और मुंबई में और रक्षा विभाग में और संस्कृति विभाग में और भी भविष्य में अच्छा काम हो करके सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्, लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। उसके लिए भगवान से हम प्रार्थना करते हैं। हर हर शंकर, जय जय शंकर।
That was a blessing from Pujya Sri Swamigal. Inviting Dharini Veeraraghavan to render the invocation. She'll sing on Sri Shankara Guruvara, set to the raga Nagaswarali.
श्री शंकर गुरुवरम श्रीशङ्करगुरुवरं चिन्तयामि भवहरं 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 श्रीशङ्करगुरुवरम् साशङ्करतिपतिबाण 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 जालतूलकालानलं साशङ्करतिपतिबाण जालतूलकालानलं साशङ्करतिपतिबाण जालतूलकालानलं श्रीशङ्करगुरुवरम् अज्ञानतिमिरतरणिम् 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 अङ्गीकृतश्रुतिसरणिम् अज्ञानतिमिरतरणिम् अङ्गीकृतश्रुतिसरणिं सुज्ञानसुखकरणिम् सुज्ञानसुखकरणिं सूक्ष्मप्रणवारणिं सुज्ञानसुखकरणिं सूक्ष्मप्रणवारणिं सुज्ञानसुखकरणिं सूक्ष्मप्रणवारणिं श्रीशङ्करगुरुवरं चिन्तयामि भवहरं श्रीशङ्करगुरुवरम्
That was a soulful song on Adi Shankaracharya. Inviting Harikumar, alumnus of the Sangeeta Vidyalaya, to render on Mahaswami Karuna Rasa.
करुणारसपूर्णसुधाब्धे कामकोटिपीठाधिपते चरणे शरणं देहि ते चन्द्रशेखरगुरुमूर्ते करुणारसपूर्णसुधाब्धे कामकोटिपीठाधिपते चरणे शरणं देहि ते चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते अक्षयानन्दचित्शक्ते दक्षिणामूर्ते दक्षिणाभिमुख शिवाकृते रक्ष रक्ष मां तपोनिधे चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते अक्षयानन्दचित्शक्ते दक्षिणाभिमुख शिवाकृते रक्ष रक्ष मां तपोनिधे चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते.
After this soulful invocation, we shall have now the Shankara Arati and Chandrasekarendra Arati by Rashmi Aloni, Vidya Manidas Naik, Shreyasi Parthe and Sahana Krishna. Requesting all the girls to come in the front.
श्री शंकराचार्य महाराज की जय. जय जय शंकराचार्य नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती अतिवर्या शृंगगिरी पुरवासा ब्रह्मानंद विलासा प्रमुदित ज्ञान मीमांसा बोध परमहंसा जय जय शंकराचार्य नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती अतिवर्या बुद्ध महा अभिमानी श्रुति धर्मा धर्म मानी द्विज देवा अवमानी स्वमतोचित मानी जय जय शंकराचार्य नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती अतिवर्या स्वामी तदा अवतरला धर्म सुजागृत केला जिंकुनी मंडन मिश्राला दिग्विजयी झाला जय जय शंकराचार्य नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती अतिवर्या तोटक सुरेश्वर भजका परमाज्ञाधारका पद्मपादहस्तामलका शिष्य भवत् प्रमुखा जय जय शंकराचार्य नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती अतिवर्या माघ शुद्ध दशमीला गुंफियली तव माला दत्तमणे सद्गुरुला शंकर भारतीला जय जय शंकराचार्य नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती अतिवर्या आरती अतिवर्या आरती अतिवर्या जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा आरती स्वामीवरा श्रीकांचीपुरवासा कामाक्षी पददासा श्रुतिशास्त्री मीमांसा शिवपद सुखवासा जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा आरती स्वामीवरा मानुनिया श्रुतिपक्षा संन्यासाची दीक्षा घेऊनिया सशिक्षा करी सज्जन रक्षा जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा आरती स्वामीवरा वेद असे नित्यमुखी परमाज्ञानाभिमुखी प्रज्ञानी परमसुखी परमा शांती सखी जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा आरती स्वामीवरा स्वामींचे संचरण वैदिक धर्माचरण पापांचे करिहरण इह पर सुख करण जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा आरती स्वामीवरा सकल मतांचे धर्म जाणूनिया तन्मर्म रुजवियला अतिपरम हा हिंदू धर्म जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा आरती स्वामीवरा स्वामींचा जपकंद नष्ट करी भवबंध माथा ठेवी मुकुंद तव पदी सानंद जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा आरती स्वामीवरा आरती स्वामीवरा आरती स्वामीवरा
Thank you. A visionary, inspiring leader, phenomenal administrator, and above all, a wonderful human being. All rolled into one, our President, Dr. V. Shankar, inviting him to deliver the welcome and the keynote address.
गोविंद देशिकम उपास्य शिराय भक्त्याम तस्मिन् स्थिते निजमाहिनी विदेहमुक्त्याम अद्वैत्य भाष्यम उपकल्प दिशो विजीत्याम कांचीपुरे स्थितम अवापसा शंकराय ऋतिस्मृति पुराणानाम आलयम करुणालयम नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरम लोकशंकरम अपार करुणा सिंधुम ज्ञानतम शांतरूपिणम श्रीचंद्रशेखर गुरुम प्रणमामि मुदान्मुदम सदाशिव समारंभाम Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Seeking the benediction of Adi Shankaracharya and his lineage up to the 70th Guru, the venerated Kamakoti Peetam, Pujya Sri Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal, and the 71st Guru, Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswati Swamigal, with whose benign blessings and grace this function is being held, I raise to address you today. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this pleasant and solemn function organized this evening to confer the 28th Sies Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswati National Eminence Award for the year 2025. These awards are given in 4 distinct human endeavors: public leadership, community leadership, science and technology, and spiritual leadership and philosophy. In a sense, all these aggregate to the full gamut of life. These awards, therefore, are a celebration of life itself. These awards are given in honor, memory, and in reverence of the Mahaswami of Kanchi, Pujya Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswati Swamiji, the 68th Shankaracharya of this ancient and glorious Peetam. Time has indeed flown. It was as if a few years ago, this awards journey for celebrating human excellence started. But over these years, including this year, 113 men and women of extraordinary achievements and accomplishments, men and women who have stamped infinity on the thought and process of their nation and added to the reservoir of goodness of their blessed land, have all been blessed and decorated with this award. These awardees include 3 former presidents of India, 2 vice presidents, 3 prime ministers, 2 speakers of Lok Sabha, 5 governors, 5 chief ministers, 5 Bharat Ratnas, 6 foreigners who have espoused the cause of Indian culture in their homeland, and 27 Padma Vibhushans, in all aggregating to more than 3/5 of the awardees to whom this honor and blessings has been given till date. On an occasion like this, which is joy, mirth and glee, it is but natural that one goes down the memory lane as to how, from a humble beginning, an ordinary Kannadiga Brahmin boy from the Oisala community, from an obscure village of Vidupuram in Tamil Nadu, graduated to become one of the tallest saints of the 20th century. During his century-long sojourn in this universe, he walked the length and breadth of this country, spreading goodwill and compassion all around. Like the lighthouse that beats no drum and sounds no gong, and yet to the mariner in the distant sea, where to experience its friendly light, so too was the sage of Kanchi. He was a spiritual colossal. He was the voice of eternal India. This master of masters was like a lambent light who rekindled the spirit of the nation and brought about a renaissance in many fields of religion, thought and process. He taught mankind groping in the dark, despite all the strides in science and technology, as to how to journey to a higher destiny and attain Atma Swaraj, the freedom of the mind. He shed his mortal coil on the 8th of January, 1994. 32 years have gone by. We still hear the divinity of his voice and the infinitude of his presence. The sage of Kanchi lives in the hearts and minds of his devotees. In its own unobtrusive way, the Kamakoti Peetam symbolizes the true spirit of Hinduism, tolerant, non-dietetic. With his aura, credibility and authority, gained over 87 years of the pontificate, he ascended the Peetam at the tender age of 13 and lived a full 100 years. He was naturally an authority on Indian scriptures, religion, philosophy and thought, and therefore was at the center stage of the cultural renaissance of the country in the 20th century. No one returned from his effulgent presence without a sense of confidence and determination to face the challenges of life. He showed no signs of pedantry, nor did he suffocate anyone who came into contact with him with his scholarship and erudition. He was like a cool breeze on a warm, sunny day. Between the last awards function on the 24th of December 2024 and today, 4 of the most distinguished scientists of this country in the post-independent era, who were all decorated with this award, breathed their last and moved to the world beyond. Padma Vibhushan Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan, the architect of the National Education Policy 2020, an alumnus of our institution, a patron of our society, Dr. R. Chidambaram, a patron of our society, the longest serving principal scientific advisor to the Government of India, that famous astrophysicist Padma Vibhushan Dr. Jayant Narlikar, and Padma Bhushan Dr. Ramnarayan Agarwal of the Agni Missile fame of the 1980s, all moved from the seen to unseen. Even during this year, the Government of India conferred its highest civilian honors, the Bharat Ratna, on Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who also was decorated with this award in the year 2007. We seek of all these scientists, wherever they are ensconced, their blessings and grace for the welfare of humanity. The preachings and the sayings of the sage of Kanchi, over more than 7 decades of his pontificate, were all brought out in the original Tamil version, naturally to him because he lived in Tamil Nadu most of the time, in Tamil, Deivathin Kural. It was our fortune to have got them translated into several volumes across the nation in all languages. Voice of God in English, in Hindi, Marathi, Kannada, Telugu, 2 volumes in Bengali, and 1 in Assamese. The gems from the Paramacharya, the 100 pregnant thoughts that he had given during his lifetime, were brought out in all the languages of the country. Those were included both in schedule to the Constitution and even beyond. This year, it was our fortune and blessings to have the Voice of God brought out in Russian. And a few copies I had sent across to Dr. S. Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister of this country, who received this award last year. And I had requested him that these be shared with the Russian delegation, which comes on a state visit along with Vladimir Putin, the President of Russia. And I'm sure with the Assam Chief Minister being present over here today, we will get some scholars from that state who are adept in English or Hindi and who therefore will be able to translate the rest of the 6 volumes of Voice of God in Assamese for the benefit of the people of that part of this country. Santo Mahanto Nivasanti Santo Vasanta Vallokahitam Karantaha, says Adi Shankara. Like the eternal spring that brings in good tidings, freshness and green all around, so too are saints and servants. Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampannaha is how the Lord is described in the scriptures, one who is endowed with all auspicious qualities. The sage of Kanchi was no different. He was a Bandar, an Akshaya Patra of virtues. Small wonder, to the large family of devotees, he was a Nadamadam Devam, that God who walked the earth in the 20th century. His disciples came from far and beyond, not just confined to the borders of this land. King Constantine of Greece, Anna Mary of Spain, Queen Anna Mary of Spain, Princess Irene of Greece in later years in Madrid, who got this award in the year 2013, were all his devotees, who came unfailing to India on most occasions to offer their obeisance to the sage of Kanchi. King Tribhuvan of Nepal and his worthy son King Birendra were direct disciples of the Mahaswami and unfailingly would do Pada Puja to the sage whenever they were on a state visit or on a private visit. Sergei Emily Demetran, who also received this award in an earlier year, was of Danish origin. In later years, he served in Paris. He had the first darshan of the Mahaswami of Kanchi in the year 1968 in the then Hyderabad. The enigmatism, the magnet that pulled him, for 26 long years, he came unfailingly to India for a minimum of 2 months. And he would come into the mutt, day in and day out, just watch what the sage was doing. And he brought out all his observations of the sage, his thoughts, his precepts, into a book, The Sage with the Eyes of Light. In later years, he retired to Tiruvannamalai, from where he departed to the world beyond. This year, the sage of Kanchi always used to say that I am prone to the conclusion that there exists none without predominant selfish motives. But over the years, One which is very natural to me, he says, that came on to me, that there still exists in the world. There were, there are, and there will be some who are rooted in morals and ethics, who forsake their own sadhana for the benefit of others and their spiritual elevation. It is to the like of them that the rishis of the yore have spoken of 100 years. In honoring them, we honor ourselves. Today, 4 such men with outstanding accomplishments and merit, one worthy of being honored in the words of the Mahaswami of Kanchi, and one representative of an association of which we all are proud of, are decorating the stage today. None of them have anchored for awards or recognitions, not certainly these divine blessings. They have never gone after them like the mirage in the deserts. It is a grateful society that has acknowledged their contribution and their service to humanity that they have been showered with all the titles, honors and accolades. It is one thing to deserve an honor and not have it, and another thing is to have it and not deserve it. Dignity lies not in possessing an honor, but deserving it, said Mark Twain. Honor and shame from no condition arise. Act well your part, therein the honor lies, said Pope John Paul VI. Each one of them, without exception, have discharged their responsibilities with honor and pride. Small wonder, this evening, they are all being blessed with this award. Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, the 15th Chief Minister of Assam, had a deep yearning for public life at a very young age. So even during his learning days, the student days, he got involved into the political system by dint of very hard work and devotion to duty. He rose the hierarchy and occupied several ministerial positions, like the Swamiji said in his address, in the government of Assam before he became the Chief Minister of Assam. He is a man on a mission mode. So aggressive, 24/7, thinking of the welfare of the people of his state. The various measures that he had initiated ever since he became the Chief Minister have had a telling effect on the poverty in that place. Several people have been lifted above the BPL, not just notches away, but several spaces above. And all these welfare measures that he had taken have attracted the attention of the nation and even beyond. Breathe there the man with soul so dead, who hath not said, "This my own, my land, my countrymen," said Walter Scott. Patriotism, or its colloquial nationalism, is not something that is attached to a parched piece of land or an identity that people commonly share. But then, people who are born by an heritage, brought together by a common thought, philosophy, and then stick to a land to which they belong. Certainly, the benefits of democracy and the gains of development will have to accrue to those who created it, and then only others in the world can aspire for a share of that. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam may be an Upanishadic value, but it certainly means that take care of the people who have done it before it reaches others. There can be no better example of this than the Honorable Prime Minister's action of COVID management, when the entire country's requirement of the vaccines were taken care, and then by ramping up production to distant countries across the world, not only were they supplied free, even the distribution cost was borne by the government of India. And it is that principle that Himanta Biswa Sharma is following to prevent illegal immigration across the borders of his state. And if we were not to do it, sooner or later it will travel down the country, reach West Bengal and even beyond. It is not that those people who are trying to come to this part of the country deserve compassion. They certainly deserve it, because the nations to which they belong to, over decades of misrule and misgovernance, have such spectre of poverty that people have never been able to lift themselves. So they aspire to improve their lives. They start looking to the greener pastures elsewhere. But then, our country still has several people below the poverty line. There are several people even today cannot read and write. And it is therefore this work of Dr. Biswa Sharma is very pronounced, very impactful and necessary given the times that the countries across our nation which are surrounding us are in various states of distress. Small wonder, various surveys that have been carried out in recent times have all voted him as the most performing chief minister of all the major states of the country. The Singapore government conferred on him the highest award, the Lee Kuan Yew, the former Prime Minister's Fellowship, for his determination and contribution to public service. We are beholden to him for having come a very long way, all the way to be with us this evening, to accept these blessings in the name and in honor and memory of the Paramacharya of Kanchi. I am sure with these blessings and the good wishes of all of us, he will move the political hierarchy in the years ahead. And one day, believe me, he will occupy that coveted chair which has been decorated by the likes of Bharat Ratnas of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Govind Vallabh Pant, and in our recent memories, Lal Krishna Advani. Who in Mumbai would not know of the Dabbawalas of Mumbai? The 150,000 office goers, if they are enjoying hot homemade food, it is thanks to the work that they have done. Such is the precision with which they deliver that in a world which is dominated by algorithms, high mathematical sciences and artificial intelligence, a simple alphanumeric system has put the world by surprise, that there is a zero error in the distribution system that they have. Small wonder, business schools from across the world are coming over to Mumbai to study how the Dabbawalas of Mumbai are so perfect in their delivery system. Shri Ullas Mukhe, the president of the association, representing all the Dabbawalas of the city, is here to receive the award and the blessings in the name of the Paramacharya of Kanchi. In the month of April this year, the Pahalgam tragedy, the catastrophe that broke out, where mindless terrorist action had felled and taken the lives of 25 holiday years of our country and one Nepali citizen. The government of India launched a counterattack, a reprisal, measured, calibrated and non-escalatory to bring justice to the fallen victims of the mindless terrorist attack engineered from across the border. On the night of 7th of December, the 7th of May 2025, the night sky glittered. It blazed and dazed with deep layer systems, defense systems, drone warfare, and those invisible missiles which struck deadly at the enemy sites and the headquarters of the terrorist organization. Morning when the world woke up, they realized that a nation very strong in its defense preparedness and the ammunition in its armory has come onto the horizon of the world, and the world had started taking note as to how over these years India has prepared itself in its defense capabilities. A peace-loving country, for the last 55 years, India had not seen any war after 1971. Most of these, the BrahMos, the Agni, or the missile, Akash missiles that we are talking today, are all products of later period. And therefore the world never knew when they were stockpiled as to what they are capable of. But stalwarts like these two who are sitting over here have now told the world after so many years that if only India had used it earlier, the world would have been put to risk. And of course the Indian budget would have gone up very well, because the defense budget would have seen revenue of a substantial nature coming both from BrahMos and the other missiles that Akash and others are giving. Both Dr. Sivathanu Pillai, the architect of BrahMos, which is a joint venture with Russia, and Dr. Pralhad Ramaro, who is credited as the first director, project director of the Akash missile, which played havoc on that night, are with us today. They are the darling scientists of the nation today, and in honoring them, we are extremely delighted that they have made this nation strong over the years. And what to speak about one of the foremost Advaitins of our living times, one who has transmitted and transmuted the Vedantic knowledge, the great heritage of this land across to the student community and perpetuated it for times to come. As I come to the end of my address, may the Jagannathu Kamakoti Kamakshi shed her grace on all of them. May they live a long life. May they achieve the purposes of their lives. And the Janma Safalyam, whatever they have earmarked for themselves in life, may that be achieved. May the Jagannathu bless us too, so that we can draw a leaf from the life of nobility of all these men, incorporate into our lives through passage of time in this eternal quest, in this pilgrimage of perfection, a little of the selflessness, sacrifice and seva that has been the hallmark of their lives, and make our lives sublime. Thank you and God bless.
It's time to felicitate some of the dignitaries of the stage who have come to grace the occasion. Requesting our working president, Mr. M.V. Ramnarayan, to go down. First, we'll have Swami Narayan Tirtha of Gangotri. Swamiji is just coming. Punaha Swagatam Mahodaya, Swamiji. Our working president, Ramnarayan ji, is felicitating Swamiji. Next, Honorable Justice K.R. Sriram, former Chief Justice retired from Rajasthan and Madras High Court. Padma Vibhushan, Dr. M.M. Sharma, awardee of the year 2008, our mentor, patron, wonderful teacher, researcher, are always a guidance for SIS. From Padma Vibhushan, M.M. Sharma. Your presence is always inspiring, sir. We have Sri Balasubramaniam of Guwahati, in charge of the Sri Kamakoti branch. Yes, sir. Welcome, sir, to Mumbai. Requesting Mrs. Chitra Shankar to felicitate Sukanya Sharma, the daughter of Honorable Chief Minister. Thank you, ma'am, for your gracious presence today. Thank you, Chitra ma'am. Thank you, Sukanya ma'am. We shall get into the felicitation of the awardees for today. Before we commence, we have the documentary of Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister of Assam. As the President mentioned, Chief Minister of Assam is one of the most dynamic and influential leaders of the contemporary Northeast India.
Sri Himanta Biswa Sharma, moi prokito bisa আৰু আনুগত্য পোষণ কৰিম।
has played a pivotal role in transforming Assam's governance, welfare. Known for his energetic, hands-on leadership style, Dr. Sharma has brought renewed Assam's identity and aspirations on the national stage. His journey from a distinguished academic and legal professional to a decisive political leader reflects his dedication, clarity of vision, and a deep commitment to public service. Requesting Sureka Joshi to read the citation in Sanskrit.
हलो नमो नमः सार्धद्विसहस्रेभ्यः संवत्सरेभ्यः पूर्वं परमपवित्र भारतदेशान्तर्गत केरलीय कालट्याख्य पुण्यक्षेत्रे आर्याम्बा शिवगुरुदम्पत्योः सर्वेषां शिवं सुखं करोतीति शङ्कर इति सार्थकनाम्ना विभूषितः श्रीशङ्करोऽवततार। अष्टवयसः पूर्वमेव सन्यासाश्रमं स्वीकृत्य आसेतु हिमाचलं भारतदेशं पर्यटन्तः दुर्मतान् दूरीकृत्य सनातनधर्मं स्थापयन्तः 32तमे सप्तमोक्षपुरीषु अन्यतमायां शक्तिपीठेषु प्रधानभूतायां श्रीकाञ्चीनगर्यां सर्वज्ञपीठमारुह्य श्रीकामकोटिकामाक्ष्याः पुरतः श्रीचक्राख्य महायन्त्रं प्रतिष्ठाप्य जगन्मातुः श्रीकामाक्षी देव्याः प्राकारे एव जीवन्मुक्ताः सन्तः अद्यापि विराजन्ते। तत्रैव भक्तान् अनुगृह्णन्ति च ते शङ्करभगवत्पादाः। तत् कामकोटिपीठं बहवो यतीन्द्राः अलङ्कुर्वन्ति स्म। तत्र 68तमः पीठाधिपतयः श्री चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राः 13 वयसि गृहीततुरीयाश्रमाः 100 संवत्सराणि यावत् तपसा ध्यानेन श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर सपर्यया पादयात्रया च आसेतु हिमाचलं जनान् पुनन्तः तत्र तत्र धर्मप्रतिष्ठापनं कुर्वन्तः श्री काञ्ची कामकोटिपीठीय श्रीमठे एव ब्रह्मनिष्ठाः जीवन्मुक्ताः सन्तः महास्वामिन् इति लोकोत्तरपदवीं प्राप्य सम्प्रत्यपि अस्मान् अनुगृह्णन्ति। तत्र भवतां महास्वामिनः संस्मरणार्थं मुम्बापुरीस्था दक्षिणभारतीयविद्यासंस्था अस्मदशीर्वादपुरस्सरं बहूनि विद्याधिष्ठानानि प्रचालयन्ति। सम्प्रति श्री काञ्ची कामकोटिपीठ श्री चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती पुरस्कारं दातुमिच्छति। तदर्थं निधिनिक्षेपणं कृत्वा तस्य निक्षेपणस्य प्रमुखपोषकत्वेन अस्मान् निरचयिषित्। विलसदसमराज्ये लोकसेवा विलासैः अपरमिव वितन्वन् स्वर्गलोकं रसायां सुरपतिसमतेजा वीक्षणाच्चन्द्रमौलेः जयतु भुवि सदा हेमन्तविश्वास शर्मा। नवषण्णवैकतमे संवत्सरे फेब्रुवरी मासस्य प्रथमदिनाङ्के लब्धजनिः एषः महानुभावः यौवने एव वयसि अपश्पशराजनीतिपारावारिणपारिणः जनमानसहृदयहारिणा स्नेहसम्बन्धेन सर्वान् समावर्ज्य 13 पूर्वोत्तरभारते राजनैतिकसमुदायस्यैव महाद्भुतदीर्घदीप्तिरेव संविभ्राजते हेमन्तविश्वासशर्माभिदो लोकसेवा धुरन्धरः। 00 वर्षस्य मे मासस्य 10 दिनाङ्के असमराज्यस्य मुख्यमन्त्रीपदम् अलङ्कृत्य तदेव पदं निजयशो मुकुटबर्हायमाणम् अधात्। पूर्वमेव तु स्वास्थ्यपरिपालनव्यवस्था, शिक्षाविभागः, वित्तप्रशासनं, कृषिविकासः इत्येतेषु दशकयुगलतः प्रमुखकार्याणि विविधानि विधाय सजलकल्याणाय नानाविधोपायानां नव इव स्रष्टा व्यलसत्। अनेन महाभागेन प्रवर्तितम् आत्मनिर्भर असम अभियानमित्यभिधानम् अयं कामरूपराज्यस्थानां जनानाम् उद्योगसरणिम् उज्ज्वलाम् अकरोत्। वसुन्धरा नाम्ना भूमिप्रतिसर्जनप्रकारात्मकेन डिजिटल शासनरचनात्मकेन च उपायेन अरुणोदय नाम्न्या जनेभ्यः मासिकधनसहाय्यं वहन्त्या प्रणाल्या 20 लक्षाधिकेभ्यः दीनपरिवारेभ्यः विशेषतः नारीप्रधानेभ्यः सर्वकारीयोपायान् व्यतनीत्। राष्ट्रसामान्यानाम् अपि अतिक्रान्तं प्रसवकालिकं मृत्यु निवारयितुम् अस्य स्वास्थ्यतन्त्रस्य समुचितनिर्वहणद्वारा व्यवस्था विहिता। सीमानमतिरिच्य सञ्जातस्य अवैधप्रवेशस्य नियन्त्रणं चेति अमि विषयाः असममुख्यमन्त्रिणः श्लाघाहाररत्नायिताः विलसन्ति। अतो ह्ययं महाभागः सर्वेक्षणेषु भारतराज्यमुख्यमन्त्रिवर्येषु उत्कृष्टकार्यसिद्धिशालिनाम् अग्रस्थानं समवाप्नोत् इति नात्युक्तिः। अमुष्य लोकसेवाधुरन्धरत्वं संवीक्ष्य सिंहपुरसर्वकारेण ली क्वान् यू एक्सचेञ्ज् फेलोशिप् इति विशिष्टेन सम्मानेन 3202 तमे संवत्सरे सितम्बरमासी एनं महाभागं सममानयन्। तमेनम् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इण्डियन् एजुकेशनल् सोसैटी संस्थायाः तत्सम्बन्धिनां च श्री महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्री चन्द्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकलश्रेयः परम्परा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायणस्मरणपूर्वकम् आशास्महे। विश्वावसु वृश्चिक तथा कार्तिकै मासा कृष्णनवमी।
Sureka Joshi is a retired professor of Sanskrit from Sies College of Arts, Science and Commerce, rendering lucidly on the citation last 3 decades. Now it's the time to confer the National Eminence Award to Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, the National Eminence Award for 2025 for Public Leadership. Dr. V. Shankar is giving the honor. There are quite a few items to be given to him. And he's one of the most dynamic and influential leaders in the contemporary Northeast India. Dr. Sharma receiving the award, Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi National Award, Eminence Award 2025. This is one of the portraits the students of SIS have done it, and we give it to every awardee each year. The citation in Sanskrit. Ramaro sir joins our president to give the award. What comes forth is a beautiful glittering lamp. To Dr. Sharma. Next we have the Dabbawalas of Mumbai, who stand as an inspiring symbol of discipline, teamwork, and unwavering commitment to service. For more than a century, this humble yet extraordinary community has delivered thousands of lunchboxes across the bustling city with a near-perfect accuracy, earning a global admiration and even a Six Sigma recognition. Using a simple color-coded system and relying on bicycles and handcarts in those days, they demonstrate dedication and coordination to the highest level. I still remember some of my brothers and cousins who have taken it. Never the chapati or a rice are ever got misplaced or displaced. Thank you for your service that you have done it. Requesting Sureka Joshi once again to recite the citation in Sanskrit. We shall have first the documentary and then the citation.
Okay.
It's a familiar sight at lunchtime in Mumbai. These men with their pristine white uniforms are preparing to head out on the streets of the bustling city, each tasked with a very important job of delivering homemade meals to workers. They are called the Dabbawalas, a food service like no other. For over a century, these delivery men have brought lunch boxes to workers around the city, on foot or by bike. For 23 years, Shataram has worked as a Dabbawala.
This has been the Dabbawala uniform for 130 years. We must be dressed all in white. Even our hats are white. It's our identity.
After double-checking his uniform and praying to the Hindu goddess for prosperity, Shataram sets off on his bicycle. His first mission of the day is to collect all the meals prepared by his clients. This mother has made lunch for her daughter.
Namaste. I prepared a puri bhaji and a salad. My daughter works in a bank, but she doesn't like the restaurants around her office. She prefers my homemade dishes.
More than 100,000 families rely on Dabbawala services for just 13 euros a month. Once they have made their rounds, they divide the lunch boxes amongst themselves to efficiently distribute them by neighborhood.
There are 2 bags over there.
Wait, I already have these 2.
Although many are illiterate, the Dabbawalas almost always deliver the meals to the right address, thanks to a coded system they've developed.
The B is for the box to be delivered to the Borivali district. 5 is the number of the Dabbawala. It goes to Bandra. And 1 CBO means customer number 1 in office C on the first floor.
Dabbawalas have one mission: deliver all of their meals before 1 p.m. They receive a rough salary of $90 to $140 per month.
We always go very fast. We hurry.
Some lunch deliveries can go as far as 70 kilometers from the home where they were collected. It's 12:50. A businessman is just about to receive the meal his mother prepared for him this morning.
Namaste, sir. Dal.
There's dal, bread, salad, and mango. It's cheaper than delivery from a restaurant, and it stays hot. Just see for yourself.
This delivery system made it to the big screen in the 2013 film, The Lunchbox.
Never as bad as they seem.
A woman prepares a meal for her husband, which a Dabbawala mistakenly delivers to another man. An error that this Dabbawala believes highly improbable.
I've seen the movie The Lunchbox, but it doesn't happen in real life. We always deliver and always on time.
Once they've finished, it's now their turn to eat.
Pass me a bit of rice.
With the boom of online food services, they are worried that technology could threaten their business.
With the rise of delivery apps, our business isn't as good as it used to be. In the past, I used to deliver around 25 meals a day. Now it's 15.
Despite the ever-evolving food delivery industry, more than 5,000 Dabbawalas still cycle the streets of Mumbai.
नमो नमः। जननिचय बुभुक्षा वारणे बद्ध दीक्षः विहित सकल यत्न भोजनादान कार्ये सकल जनहितायाढ्य डब्बवालाख्य वृंदः लसतु भुवि यशोभि वीक्षणाच्चन्द्रमौलेः। मुंबई नगरस्य डब्बावालानाम् अद्वितीया कीर्तिः विश्वव्याप्ता। ये गृहनिर्मितानि नवपक्वानि बहुरुचितानि भोजनानि कार्यालयगन्तॄणां कार्यालयस्थानानि प्रति प्रेषयितुम् अल्पमूल्येनैव सातिशयं विशिष्टं वितरणतन्त्रं दीर्घकालात् प्रवर्तयन्ति। गत 25-शतवर्षेषु एषा सेवा समयनिष्ठया त्वरितवितरणेन मुम्बै कार्यालयीनां कृतज्ञाविष्करणेन समभ्यर्चिता। तेषां सेवानुष्ठानं नगरतन्त्रस्य अविभाज्यम् अङ्गम् इति सर्वैः मन्यन्ते। हृदयसद्भावनया सहोदरभावेन च एतैः वितन्यमाना सेवा निश्चल विश्वसनीयतां तथा च सेव्यतृप्तिं च पुष्णाति इति दरीदृश्यते। सामूहिकरूपेण वितन्यमाना एषा वितरणप्रणाली अत्यल्पदोषांशयुक्तत्वेन देशान्तरस्य अपि निर्वहणप्रशासनविद्यालयैः अध्ययनविषयत्वं प्राप्तवती। वर्णचिह्नैः सङ्केतसङ्ख्याभिः संयोजिता वर्णसङ्केतप्रणाली अत्याधुनिकतन्त्राण्यपि उपहसतीति नात्युक्तिः। अद्य तु 5,000,000 सेना 2,00,000 मुम्बैकराणां बुभुक्षां प्रतिदिनं निवारयति। स्वयं सङ्घटितलोकतन्त्ररूपं तेषां वितरणकर्म सरलता लाघवं साधयति। तैः प्रादर्शि गत 25-शतवर्षेभ्यः अनुवर्त्यमानः एते विस्मयकारकाः मुकुटरत्नानिव विराजन्ते। ते अमी भवन्तः सेवापरायणाः सेवाविशेषकृते दूरदर्शिनः श्रीमद् महादेव हावजी बच्चे नाम्नः महानीयस्य पुरुषस्य स्मारकभूता समाजसेवा मुकुटरत्नानिव विराजन्ते। ते अमी भवन्तः सेवापरायणाः एतत् पुरस्काराय नितराम् अर्हा इति नास्ति संशयलवः। तान् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्सम्बन्धिनां च महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्री चन्द्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकलश्रेयः परम्परा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायणस्मरणपूर्वकम् आशास्महे। विश्ववसु वृश्चिक तथा कार्तिकै मासः कृष्णनवमी।
Shall confer National Eminence Award 2025 for community service to Dabbawala community. Mr. Ulas Make, who is the president of the association, is here to receive the honor. The garland, the portrait, books, the flag. They remind us of the excellence is not by resources alone, but by passion, integrity, and the pride with which they take up this job. A lesson for every organization and individual striving for constrained, value-driven performance. Can we have a round of applause to the Dabbawalas, please? It's a beautiful portrait. It stands as a symbol of integrity and precision and dedication. We have the citation in Sanskrit as a memento. I think his team is cheering up for the entire service that they have given. The glittering lamp, as tall as I stands, for the work that they have given. Thank you so much. Next, we have Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai. He's widely regarded as the driving force behind the India's leap in missile and aerospace technology, having devoted over 4 decades of his life to the strategic programs at ISRO and DRDO. He played a central role in the early development to launch vehicles, including SLV-3 and the initial configurations, and later as program director under the Integrated Guided Missile Development, contributed to the birth of a key missile, Agni, Prithvi, Nag and Akash. Dr. Pillai also served in academia as Honorary Distinguished Professor at ISRO, Honorary Professor at IIT Delhi and Visiting Professor at Indian Institute of Science, mentoring generation of engineers and scientists. His journey reflects not just technical brilliance, but also as a visionary leadership, institutional building, and commitment to elevating India's self-reliance in aerospace and defense. As we confer the award, requesting the documentary to be shown first. Dr. Sivathanu Pillai.
It's a matter of great honor and pride for me on behalf of the Indian Army to receive one of the world's most potent cruise missile systems from the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces.
Team Russian and Indian have successfully broken the fifth nation syndrome. I congratulate all the BrahMos teams and their partners.
It's a project which is a joint venture between the Russian Federation and our country. It's a shining example of successful international cooperation.
नमो नमः। निजविहितन्नवास्त्रैः त्रासयन् शत्रुसेनां सपति च विदधानः राष्ट्ररक्षां प्रयत्नैः सुजननिचयकीर्त्यः वीक्षणाच्चन्द्रमौलेः जयतु भुवि शिवाख्यः थाणुपेळोपनामा। पहलगाम नाम्नि स्थाने निशितशस्त्रधरैः दारुणातङ्कवादिभिः प्रहारे कृते 25 भारतीयाः एकश्च नेपालनागरिकः निर्दयतया घातिताः। तदनन्तरं सीमान्तरदुष्टशत्रुसङ्घस्य समुचितदण्डयात्रया बाधितानां न्यायाय भारतीयसैन्यबलैः सिन्दूराख्यः प्रतिक्रियाविधिरारब्धः, यस्य कार्यप्रवृत्तिः सूक्ष्मा निखिलाङ्गसमा वर्धमानस्वभावा चासीत्। भारतीयसैन्यस्य निस्सीमपराक्रमस्य प्रदर्शनं तथा आयुधकोशस्य तन्त्रवैशिष्ट्यं विश्वस्य सर्वेषां राष्ट्राणाम् अवधानास्पदम् अभूत्। अतिदूरस्थेषु विकसितराष्ट्रेषु अपि अस्माकं कर्मणां सूक्ष्मता, कौशलम्, अद्वितीयनैपुण्यञ्च विस्मयजनकम् अवर्तत। निर्घातविमानयुद्धे, परिसरवायुमण्डलरक्षणव्यवस्थायां, विद्युतसङ्ग्रामे, दीर्घपथयानविशेषेषु च भारतीय स्वप्रवर्तिततन्त्रशक्तेः नव्याविष्कारः सिन्दूरप्रतिक्रियाख्यायाम् अस्यां प्रगतौ मूलस्तम्भायितः अभूत्। भारतेन निर्मितस्य ब्रह्मोसाख्यस्य क्षिप्रास्त्रस्य सफलनियोगः अस्य सञ्चालनस्य विशेषतामगात्। स्पष्टतापूर्वकं चिन्तनं, निर्दोषदूतक्रिया च समाचरिते, याभ्यां शत्रुरक्षाणां कवचः तथा आधारभूतसंरचना च निरस्तौ। शत्रुसैन्यस्य शक्तिः प्रतिहता। राजकीय तथा सैनिकीयश्च उद्देश्यौ सपद्येव साधितौ। ब्रह्मोसस्य जयालोकः भवतः भव्यतन्त्रनेतृत्वस्य साक्षादिव प्रतीकत्वेन विराजते। न केवलं ब्रह्मोसास्त्रम् एव, किन्तु तस्य विकासे मूलसदस्यरूपेण भवता SLV-3 इत्यस्य सिद्धिः तथा इसरो अर्थे PSLV विकासप्रक्रियायां सूक्ष्मतन्त्रविद्या प्रक्रियायां भवतः अनितरसाधारणं योगदानञ्च विस्मयकारकम्। अग्नि, पृथ्वी, नाग, आकाशाख्यानां क्षिप्राणां सिद्धौ याः सूक्ष्मतन्त्रविद्याः आवश्यकाः, तासां विकासे भवता महती भूमिका निरूढेति सर्वप्रशंसनीयोऽयं विषयः। विश्वविख्यात रक्षातन्त्रशास्त्रविदिति विख्यातस्यापि भवतो विनयसम्पद्विलासितस्य समस्तानि अपि बिरुदजालानि गर्वं नोज्ज्वालयन्तीति महतामिदं लक्षणं। सोऽयं भवान् धीधनवल्लभः राष्ट्रसेवा महामखदीक्षितः एतत् पुरस्काराय नितराम् अर्ह इति नास्ति संशीतिलवः। तमेनम् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्सम्बन्धिनां च श्री महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्री चन्द्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकलश्रेयः परम्परा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायणस्मरणपूर्वकम् आशास्महे। विश्वावसु वृश्चिक तथा कार्तिकै मासः कृष्णनवमी। नमो नमः।
Conferring the National Eminence Award, Chandrasekarendra National Eminence Award 2025 to Padma Bhushan, Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai. For his outstanding contribution to defense, science and technology, he has already been honored with civilian awards such as Padma Shri in 2002, Padma Bhushan in 2013. Beyond defense, Dr. Pillai has also served in academia, as we read earlier. He is receiving the award at the hands of our President and our working President. He deserves a big round of applause for Dr. Sivathanu Pillai. Once again, a beautiful portrait. We saw in the documentary the father of BrahMos and brought India into the aerospace level across the global. The citation in Sanskrit being given to him. The glittering lamp that comes on his way to Dr. Pillai. The accolades glitter along with the lamp which Dr. Pillai has earned for his lifetime. We have next Dr. Pralhad Ramaro, is a distinguished Indian aerospace and defense scientist whose contributions have significantly shaped the nation's missile and strategic technology landscape. As director of the Defense Research and Development Laboratory and later as a chief controller, he has played a key leadership roles in major missile programs, most notably as a project director of the Akash Surface-to-Air Missile System, one of India's landmark indigenous air defense achievements. His work supported the development of several critical technologies in population, guidance, avionics, and systems engineering across the integrated guided missile development program. We are indeed happy to confer the award. Before that, we will have the documentary on Padma Shri Dr. Pralhad Ramaro. Let's watch the documentary first.
Dr. Pralhada, a keen traveler and a scientist at heart, a music aficionado and an incomparable mentor, a table tennis enthusiast and a visionary. The Vice Chancellor of DIAT Pune, Dr. Pralhada got his Masters in Aeronautical Engineering from IISc Bangalore and PhD in Mechanical Engineering from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. He began his career in 1971 with DRDL as a scientist in flight controls. He has since served in various ISRO and DRDO establishments, including VSSC Trivandrum, ADE Bangalore, DRDL Hyderabad, and corporate headquarters of DRDO at Delhi. His initial career was full of aerodynamics, flight controls, guidance, propulsion, and system design, which blossomed eventually to project management, technology management, and system engineering. In 1984, he was appointed project director for the Mobile Surface-to-Air Area Defense Missile System, Akash. Now this system is in serial production. In 1997, he was appointed as the director of the biggest DRDO laboratory, DRDL, where he provided guidance and direction to 500 scientists and 1,500 staff members of the laboratory. The laboratory grew to international recognition. Dr. Pralhada led the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, IGMDP, as the chairman of the program board and demonstrated extraordinary managerial and leadership capabilities. He was also program director for the joint venture project BrahMos and contributed to project formulation, management, and conduct of initial flight trials. He was program director for the highly classified project Submarine-Launched Long-Range Ballistic Missile System for the Indian Navy from 2005 to 2011 as Chief Controller, Research and Development at DRDO headquarters. Dr. Pralhada headed Services Interactions, International Cooperation, Foreign Officers, Extramural Research, Intellectual Property Rights, Technology Acquisition, and Business Development. He's been the recipient of several awards and accolades spanning his illustrious career. Dr. Pralhad, an academician, scientist, researcher, administrator, leader, manager, and a human being. While fulfilling his role as Vice Chancellor, DIAT, Dr. Pralhad continues to share his immense knowledge and experience in the field of academic excellence and guiding young research scientists to contribute to defense and technology.
Based on his extraordinary performance in missile programs, especially Akash Surface to Air Missile Program, he was honored by Government of India with Padma Shri Award in the year 2015. Since 2015, he is leading a team working on cold fusion, also known as low-energy nuclear reactions, generating net positive heat by intelligent fusion of hydrogen atoms in a specially designed seal device.
नमो नमः। रक्षाक्षेत्रे प्रतिहतविधौ तन्त्रविद्याप्रवीणः क्षिप्रास्त्राणां सृजननिपुणः राष्ट्ररक्षैकचित्तः प्रह्लादाख्यः बिरुदनिवहैः भूषितो रामरावः जीयाज्जीवेद् भुवि सुयशसा चन्द्रमौलीशदृष्ट्या। पहलगामस्थाने निशितशस्त्रधरैः दारुणातङ्कवादिभिः प्रहारे कृते 25 भारतीयाः एकश्च नेपालनागरिकः निर्दयतया घातिताः। तदानीं भारतीयसैन्येन सीमान्तरे दुष्टशत्रुदमनाय निर्दोषपीडितानां न्यायप्रदानाय सिन्धुराख्यः प्रतिक्रियाविधिः आरब्धः, यस्य क्रियापद्धतिः सूक्ष्मा सम्यक् नियता यथार्हव्यापारा वर्धमानस्वभावा च आसीत्। तत्प्रणयनकाले भारतीयसैन्यस्य महत्ता आयुधकोशस्य तन्त्रवैशिष्ट्यस्य च विशिष्टता समग्रं विश्वं समाकर्षत्। अद्यतनविकसितराष्ट्राण्यपि अस्माकं क्रियाणां कौशलं सूक्ष्मतां निखिलसिद्धिं च वीक्ष्य विस्मयपूर्णहृदयानि अभूवन्। निर्घातविमानयुद्धे परिसरवायुमण्डलरक्षणव्यवस्थापनाय विद्युत्सङ्ग्रामे दीर्घविक्षेपास्त्राणां च प्रयोगे अस्याः प्रतिक्रियायाः भारतस्य स्वयं सिद्धतन्त्रशक्तेः नूतनमधिकं च नैपुण्यं प्रादर्शि। आकाशतीराख्या नवप्रक्रिया तात्कालिक लक्ष्यग्रहणप्रतिबन्धनतन्त्रं समरप्रतिक्रियाया वायुमण्डलनियन्त्रणस्य च स्वरूपमेव परिवर्त्य युद्धव्यवस्थायाः नवीनम् अध्यायं विश्वे समुद्घाटयत्। अस्य मानवविलम्बरहितपरिसञ्चालनचक्रस्य नाटोप्येले प्रसिद्धमानुषाधीननियन्त्रणव्यवस्थाभ्यः अतीवोन्नतम् उल्बणीकृतम्। आकाशतीराख्या प्रक्रिया भारतीय सर्वशक्तसैन्यस्य अवलम्बनस्य नूतनपरिभाषां प्रादात्। विश्वसमक्षं च नवसैन्यमहाशक्तेः आगमनसूचनां च व्यधात्। रणाङ्गणाधिपत्यस्य च सर्वथा नवीनमर्यादाम् अस्थापयत्। चतुरष्टनवैकतमे वर्षे क्षिप्रास्त्रस्य आकाश इति नाम्ना विश्रुतं तस्य विकासकार्ये भवानेव परियोजनानिदेशकपदेन प्रमुखताम् अलमकरोत्। भवान् आत्मधृत्या अविचलितसङ्कल्पशक्त्या च भारतसैन्यस्य महतः स्वप्नस्य फलपरिणामं समुज्ज्वलताम् अनयत्। भारतीय विज्ञानतन्त्रविद्यायां दूरदर्शिना भवता चिरं यावदभिव्याप्य नवोन्मेषः, नेतृत्वं, वैज्ञानिकप्रगत्यर्थं नित्यनिष्ठा च सम्यक् अनुष्ठिता। अल्पकालेनैव भवतः यशोविलासः भारतस्य रक्षायाः, वायुसैन्यस्य प्रगतेः च निस्सीमप्रकाशविद्योतम् अकरोत्। सोऽयं भवान् धीधनवल्लभः राष्ट्रसेवा महामखदीक्षितः एतत् पुरस्काराय नितराम् अर्हः इति नास्ति संशीतिलवः। तमेनम् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इण्डियन् एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्सम्बन्धिनाञ्च श्री महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्री चन्द्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकलश्रेयः परम्परा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायण स्मरणपूर्वकम् आशास्महे। विश्वावसु वृश्चिक तथा कार्तिकेय मासः कृष्णनवमी। नमो नमः।
Conferring the Chandrasekarendra National Eminence Award to Padma Shri Dr. Pralhad Ramaro by Dr. V. Shankar and Mr. M. V. Ramanarayan. Dr. Pralhad Rao served as a Vice Chancellor of the Defence Institute of Advanced Technology, DIAT, fostering higher education and research in defence science. Recognized with Padma Shri and numerous professional honors, he remains an influential mentor and an institutional builder committed to advancing India's self-reliance in aerospace and defense innovation. His award is for the science and technology, which he shares along with Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai. Once again, a portrait to Dr. Rao and the citation. The glittering lamp again, which matches with the accolades that Dr. Ramaro has earned in his lifetime. A good round of applause for the person who has put India in the aerospace. अद्य वयं प्रोफेसर मणि द्राविड महाभागं सविनय प्रणमामः। तस्य संस्कृत जगति विशेषः वेदांत क्षेत्रे सिद्धं गौरवपूर्वं साधनं च साधनं प्रज्ञापयामः। We are indeed happy to confer this award to Dr. Mani Dravid Sastrigal, a distinguished and deeply respected Sanskrit scholar, a recognized authority in Vyakarana, Purva Mimamsa and Vedanta, Nyaya and Advaita Vedanta. He holds a PhD in Indian philosophy from Banaras Hindu University and serves as a professor in Mimamsa department at Madras Sanskrit College. Just to recall, 2 days back, Sastrigal was at IIT Powai, where we had a Shastrartha Sabha. For 2 hours, we had 5 distinguished Sanskrit scholars led by Dr. Ram Subramaniam of IIT Mumbai, and it was a real feast to all of us. I was really blessed to have you, Sastrigal, in our midst. I'm asking Dr. Sureshka Joshi to read the citation.
नमो नमः। वेदान्ताभ्युधिजातः विनयमुखगुणैर्गुम्फितो दीप्ततेजाः शास्त्रारम्भप्रकाशो विबुधहरिहृदा धार्यमाणः प्रभावः कीर्तेर्धामाभिवन्द्यः मणिरिति कृतिभिः वीक्षणाच्चन्द्रमौलेः जीयाज्जीवे शताब्दं बिरुदनिवहैः भूषितो द्राविडाख्यः। भारतदेशस्य प्रतिष्ठाकारणानाम् अद्वैत वेदान्त मीमांसा व्याकरण न्यायशास्त्रवार्धिनां सम्मथनोद्भूतमणिः निज विद्या चातुरी तर्पित विरिञ्चित रमणी समस्त धीधन शंकर शिरोभमणि निखिल शास्त्रज्ञ समाराधित मनीषी मणि द्रविडोपाभः मणि समस्त शास्त्रार्णव कर्णधारः निज मनीषा विलास प्रसार कलाभिः शिष्य प्रज्ञां प्रद्योतमान विभवां वितनोति उपनिषदां प्रकरणग्रन्थानां तथा ब्रह्मसूत्राणां च अधीति बोधचारण समुपलब्ध विज्ञान विसरैः प्रचारण दशया श्लाघनीयः अयं विषयः अनितर साधारण प्रज्ञया अद्वितीय लब्ध कीर्त्या अनवद्य चारिताचारणेन च सकलधीधनानां निकषायमाणः समस्त विद्यानां निलयायमानश्च विभ्राजते अयं धीरवरः सोऽयं भवान् धीधनवल्लभः शास्त्रप्रचारमणिः मणिद्राविडाख्यः एतत् पुरस्काराय नितराम् अर्हः इति नास्ति संशीतिलवः तमेनम् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्सम्बन्धिनाञ्च श्री महात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्री चन्द्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकलश्रेयः परम्परा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायणस्मरणपूर्वकम् आशास्महे विश्वावसु वृश्चिक तथा कार्तिके मासा कृष्णनवमी यदि प्रमादः भवति तर्हि क्षम्यतां क्षम्यतां क्षम्यतां.
We are indeed honored to confer the Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi National Eminence Award 2025 to Dr. Professor Mani Dravid Sastrigal from Chennai. He has been honored with many prestigious titles and awards, including Maharshi Badarayana Vyasa Samman and recognition from various conventional institutions. Dr. Dravid regularly participates in scholarly debates with Vatsadas, deliver lectures, many of which have been recorded for wider access. Requesting all the students who have witnessed today, all the awardees, to go back and check in the Google and try to read about them more and get inspired, definitely. We have the citation and the portrait to Sastrigal. He deserves a big round of applause. He stands as an epitome of simplicity and humility there. Vidwan sarvatra pujyate and vidya dadati vinayam, as it is said. The bag of books that follows by the glittering lamp, as that glitters his life with the Sanskrit excellency. We have the response by Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, Honorable Chief Minister of Assam. Requesting you to speak, sir.
Dr. V. Shankar, President of SIES, Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai, Dr. Pralhad Ramaro, Sri Ulhas Mukke, Dr. Mani Dravid Sastrigal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I feel deeply honored to receive an award instituted in the sacred memory of Pujya Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi Mahasamigal, the 68th Sankaracharya of the esteemed Sri Kashi Kamakoti Pitam. The Mahasami was a moral force rarely seen in any age. His life and journey heralded a new ideal and ushered in an era of spiritual resurgence. His influence to the society was so deep that it became inseparable from the thoughts and collective aspiration of our people. From being a moral individual, he transformed into an impersonal being. He became an eternal institution and a guiding light for humanity. To receive an honor bestowed in his sacred memory is not merely a moment of personal recognition, it is a moment for reflection, devotion, and a renewed commitment to the ideals he embodied. I express my heartfelt gratitude to His Holiness, Pujya Sankara Vijayendra Saraswati Samigal, the Jagadguru Sankaracharya of Sri Kasi Kamukuti Pitam, and the South Indian Education Society for graciously considering me for this award. Today, as I receive this honor, I am reminded how closely Assam's spiritual history is woven with the larger civilizational story of Bharata. Adi Sankaracharya himself traveled through ancient Kamrupa, debating great scholars like Nabagupta and establishing Advaita tradition in the northeast. A mandapam at Kamakhya temple stands as testimony to that visit. Later, Pujya Jayendra Saraswati Samigal deepened this connection by founding Sri Sankaradeva Netralaya and Purva Tirupati Mandir in Guwahati. The Purva Tirupati Balaji Mandir has become a spiritual anchor for the people of Assam, who once traveled thousands of kilometers from Assam to Tirupati now find the same divinity, the same grace right at home. The Sankaradeva Netralaya that carries the name of the greatest spiritual luminary of our region, Srimanta Sankaradeva, is a beautiful confluence of Sankaracharya and Sankardeva, of Advaita and Bhakti, of Kasi and Kamrupa. Therefore, with utmost humility, I accept this honor today as a representative of a civilization that has shaped my values, my character, and my public life. This award reinforces my responsibility to preserve the sacred, to protect the vulnerable, and to pass on a stronger cultural foundation to the next generation. I dedicate this recognition to the people of Assam for their blessings and love. I dedicate it to my parents who shaped my early years and taught me to see public life as service. And I dedicate it to the ideals of Sanatan Dharma that have guided me quietly at every step. Sanatan Dharma is the eternal, ever-renewing civilizational philosophy that has shaped the soul of Bharat for thousands of years. It is not merely a religion, it is a way of life. Sanatana is an ethical compass, a spiritual inquiry, a timeless quest for truth. It is eternal not only because it is ancient, but because its essence continues to remain relevant. Sanatana is open to reform and renewal across generations. Unlike faiths founded on a single prophetic revelation, Sanatana Dharma rests on the conviction that truth cannot be imposed, but it must be discovered. Many Semitic traditions progress through exclusive revelation and prescribe pathways for salvation. But Sanatana Dharma teaches that truth is a journey undertaken with humility. It is a path through self-discipline and lived experience. As the Seta Upanishad reminds us, the divine reveals itself through the heart, the mind, and the will. The Hindu, therefore, does not look upward for revelation, but inwards for realization. According to Hindu philosophy, the quest for the eternal is manifested in multiple ways. The Hindus speak of three profound paths to approach the divine, which is jnana, bhakti, and karma. Few civilizations have produced such a rich spectrum of spiritual possibilities. One may seek God in ritual or meditation. Another may seek Him in nature and formless consciousness. This capacity to hold multiple ways without conflict is the essence of Sanatana Dharma. The Hindu imagination has always understood that truth is too infinite to confine within a single scripture. Our sages declare, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Badanti. Truth is one. The wise describe it in many ways. The Yajnavalkya could speak of thousands of gods, yet trace them all to one supreme reality. The Hindu mind can simultaneously worship Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Durga, or Ganesha. At the same time, the Hindu also pay respect to the teaching of Christ, the compassion of the Buddha, or the wisdom of Torah. These are not contradictions, but diverse windows opening towards the same infinite light. The inclusive spirit explains why Jews from Bene Israel community found refuge in India without persecution, why Zoroastrians fleeing Persia were embarrassed on our shores, why monks, fakirs, and scholars of every faith lived here in harmony. Bharat has always regarded differing religious practice not as challenges, but as additional expression of infinite. Swami Vivekananda captured this perfectly in Chicago in 1893 when he celebrated the universal divinity that Hindus call Brahma, Zoroastrian call Ahura Mazda, Jews call Yehubu, Christian calls the Father in heaven, and Buddhists call the Buddha. Within Hinduism itself, diversity is not only accepted but also celebrated. A Hindu may choose a personal deity, an Ishta Devata. Another may find solace in the silence of the formless, another in ancestor worship, another in local tradition. It reflects the vast freedom that Sanatana Dharma accords to every seeking soul. Sanatana Dharma has no founder, no central authority, and no single book. It does not seek to convert, it seeks to elevate. It does not demand conformity, it encourages exploration. It has survived invasion, colonialism, and ideological hostility because its roots lie not in institution but in universal truth. Its spiritual democracy makes it the living foundation of Bharat civilization. Sanatana Dharma blossoms naturally through the generation as a way of life shaped by habit, culture, memory, or everybody devotion. Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan beautifully wrote, I quote, in Hindu life, intellect is subordinate to intuition, dogma to experience. Religion is not an accepted abstraction, but a way of living, unquote. Millions of people embody Hinduism without undergoing formal religious training. Their faith emerges naturally in their prayers, festival, respect for elders, daily rituals, and even in simple gesture like folding hands before leaving home. It is a Hinduism of habit which is deep and enduring. That this decentralized and organic transmission explain how Sanatana Dharma survived centuries of invasion and modern ideological attack. Its strength lies not in uniformity, but in diversity. No two religions of our nation practice their tradition identically. What is natural in Tamil Nadu may be unfamiliar in Gujarat. What inspired devotion in Assam may be unknown in Rajasthan. Yet, every custom finds a place within the vast canopy of Sanatana. This ability to unify many truths without conflict is the civilizational genius of Hindu thought. It is here that story of Assam and the Northeast becomes specially relevant. Our religion represents one of the most vibrant expressions of this lived diversity. Assam has always been a meeting ground of Khalsa, where tribal cosmologies, indigenous ritual, and classical Hindu traditions have converged and enriched one another. Hinduism did not arrive in Northeast as an overriding force. It arrived as a cultural companion. It adopted to the land. Hinduism absorbed local tradition and preserved ancient spiritual impulses. It did not erase, it caused synthesis. The Assamese spiritual resurgence led by Mahapurush Himanta Shankardeva remain one of the most profound examples of this synthesis. His Ekakharan Nam Dharma was a democratic spiritual movement. It carried devotion, equality, compassion, and simplicity as essence of Sanatan Dharma to every household. Shankardeva introduced the Bhakti mark, focusing on 4 principles, that is, Guru, Dev, Nam, and Bhakat, to bring unity and promote spirituality. He created a spiritual, cultural, and artistic movement unique to Assam, yet it was fully aligned with the larger Hindu tradition. Shankardeva philosophy shines with remarkable clarity in his seminal work, Bhakti Ratnakar. Within this text, he devoted an entire chapter, Bharata Bhu Prasangsa, in praises of the sacred land of Bharat. Across his writing, he invoked India about 46 times. He repeated references to Bharat, reveal a deeper truth that Assam was already woven into the cultural fabric of Bharat. Shankardeva firmly anchored Assam within the broader unity of Indian civilization. But the spiritual beauty of Assam and the Northeast lies not only in Vaishnavism, it also lies in the indigenous faith which are rooted to humanity's earliest spiritual experience. This tradition woven around nature worship represents some of the oldest layers of the Sanatana civilization. Communities like Bodos worship Batho through the sacred Siju plant, symbolizing nature's purity. The Rabha people blend ancient spirit worship with Shakta and Vaishnavite tradition. The Tiwas regard Mahadev as supreme, fusing tribal ritual with Shaivism. The Dimasas worship ancestral gods like Shivarai and Ranasandri, while embracing element of Hinduism. The Karbis preserve deities of protection, illness, and forest, reasoning Vedic era nature worship. The Thai Ahom honor a supreme being and celestial deities, but eventually embrace Vaishnavism and Shaktism. This pattern continues across Meghalaya, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, and Tripura, where indigenous faith resonate with the Sanatan Dharma. This is why the North is perhaps one of the living repositories of Sanatana Dharma in modern world. In the Northeast, faith is woven into the tradition of agriculture, hunting, music festival, and ecological wisdom. Religion is not a doctrine, but a culture not a compulsion, but a memory. And this is the spirit we must preserve because it makes both Assam and Sanatana Dharma truly eternal. Sanatana Dharma is the ancient and the inclusive tradition of Bharat. Yet, it is a paradox that it has faced its greatest challenges in its very birthplace. For centuries, foreign invaders attempted to break our civilizational backbone by destroying temples, universities, center of learnings. Yet, Sanatanas endured what the sword could not conquer. The people preserve it through faith, memory, and cultural practices. After independence, however, a new challenge emerged. It was a quiet attempt, but often more harmful. It came in the form of political appeasement, intellectual ridicule, and an ideological ecosystem that pushed Sanatana Dharma into the margin. Successive Congress government built narratives that weaken Hindu identity while strengthen other faiths. This was supported by a section of the left liberal establishment. Hindu institutions were restricted, Hindus were dismissed, and Hindu heritage were destroyed. The Place of Worship Act 1991 stands as a striking example. By freezing the religious character of every place as it existed on 15 August 1947, this act denied Hindus the right to seek justice for historical violation. It denied the healing of wounds that persisted for centuries. It prevented investigation into the truth of Kashi or Mathura. The law did not reconcile the past, it silenced it. The legal suppression was accompanied by distortion of history. Invaders like Bakhtiyar Khilji, who burned Nalanda, Aurangzeb, who destroyed temples and executed Guru Tegh Bahadur, Babur, who murdered the Hindus, were commemorated in textbook and public space. Meanwhile, heroes like Shivaji Maharaj, Lasit Barphukan, Rani Durgavati, and Prithviraj Chauhan receive little recognition. A nation that forgets its heroes slowly forgets itself. Alongside this distortion came legal imbalance in the name of secularism. Under the Sharia Act 1937, polygamy remained permissible. The proposed communal violence bill drafted by the then National Advisory Council assumed that the perpetrators must be Hindus and victims must be minorities, even in regions where Hindu themselves were vulnerable minorities. The Waqf Act 1995 further deepened the imbalance. It empowered Waqf Board as third largest landholders in India after the railways and defense. With the extraordinary power to unilaterally declare properties as its own, Waqf Board were shielded from civil courts. In the final days of UPA government in Delhi in 2014, the transfer of 123 prime government properties to the Waqf Board reflected a trend of giving priority to one community's interest over national equity. In contrast, Hindu institutions were subject to state control. Temples were taken over, revenues diverted, lands leased out at cheaper price. Hindu temples that once sustained Sanskrit education, culture, charity, and community welfare were weakened by law. This prolonged state interference inflicted a psychological wound, making Hindus feel alienated in their own ancestral civilization. Yet, Sanatan Dharma does not fade. It awakens, it regenerates, it rises. Even as we celebrate our civilizational strength, we must also recognize the challenge of our time. Civilizations are not destroyed only by armies. They are weakened fast by erosion of culture, distortion of history, and pressure on demographic balance. Assam has witnessed all of these. Assam stands as a striking example of how deliberate politics and inaction by governments often undermine the very fabric of Sanatana civilization. Long before Himanta Sankardeva brought Assam into the broader cultural tapestry of India, the land faced repeated external aggression. The invasion of Bakhtiyar Khilji was weakened in Assam by Maharaja Prithu. Later, Lasit Borphukan valiantly defended Assam against the invasion of Mughals. However, at the time of Bharat's independence, Assam witnessed large-scale immigration and settlement of Muslim migrants into its land from East Pakistan. This fundamentally altered demographic patterns and in many instances displaced indigenous and tribal communities. Politics such as Grow More Food implemented under the Muslim League government encouraged such settlement. Districts that were once predominantly inhabited by indigenous communities gradually came under the dominance of the migrant Muslim. These had direct consequence for government land and reserve forests. Vast tracts of land held by Satra institution founded by Mahapurush Himanta Sankardeva fell into the hands of encroachers. Decades of unchecked immigration into our land has threatened the cultural continuity of many indigenous communities. What earlier appeared as a social issue has today emerged as civilizational concern. When forests disappear, when Satra lands are encroached upon, when demographic invasion silence the voices of the indigenous people, then it becomes a struggle for identity, heritage, and survival. This is why our government has taken bold and decisive action. We have cleared vast traces of forest land that were illegally occupied. Nearly 15,000 hectares of land have been freed from encroachers and restored to nature. These efforts have revived ecosystem, protected wildlife habitats, and reaffirmed our commitment to preserve Assam's natural heritage. Likewise, we have acted firmly to protect the land of our Vaishnavite Satras. Satras are living example of Assam civilization. In Nagaon district, we have cleared illegal occupation in Bardua, the sacred birthplace of Mahapurush Himanta Sankardeva. Safeguarding Bardua is an act of profound cultural reverence. It is a solemn commitment to honor the very soil that gave birth to Srimant Sankardeva, the greatest spiritual reformer of Northeast India. In Assam, we have already begun strong steps through strengthening border security. We are attempting to improve population data system. Our objective is to protecting tribal belts and blocks and ensuring safeguard of communities who have safeguarded our civilization through centuries. This is not the task of one government or one generation. It is a long mission to protect the soul of Assam, its forests, its satras, its sacred geography, and its demographic harmony. Recognizing importance of spiritual tradition of the indigenous communities, our government has established a dedicated department. This department is given mandate to preserve, research, and promotion of tribal and indigenous faith. This is the first time Assam history that such an institution has been created with a clear mandate to document ritual, protect sacred practices, strengthening indigenous institutions, and ensure that cultural memory of these communities is preserved for future generations. In parallel, our government has substantially enhanced annual support to satras, namghars, traditional places of worship. By doing so, we have affirmed that cultural heritage is not an optional legacy, but it is the foundation of identity. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, has recognized these national challenges as well. He has proposed a comprehensive mission to study demographic changes across India so that evidence-based policy decisions are adopted. This mission will help the nation distinguish between natural demographic shift and those induced by illegal migration or organized encroachment. At the national level, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, Bharat has witnessed decisive shift. The decade-long governance of Modi ji has witnessed a revival of civilizational pride, a return to cultural self-confidence, and a restoration of fairness in governance. Sanatana Dharma today stands not as a victim, but as a resurgent civilization. Through the reconstruction of Kashi Vishwanath Dham, the revival of pilgrimage circuits, the protection of temple heritage, and the historic completion of Ram Mandir at Ayodhya, the Prime Minister has reconnected Bharat with his sacred geography. He has shown that modernity and heritage can work hand in hand. As I stand here today, receiving an honor that bears the sacred name of Mahaswami of Kanchi, I am reminded that the awards are not merely decoration. They are calls to responsibility. They urge us to walk the path of dharma with even greater humility and dedication. May the blessings of Mahaswami inspire all of us to live with compassion, morality, and service to humanity. Let us commit ourselves to nurturing the spiritual heritage of our nation. Let us build a Bharat that is modern in capability, ancient in wisdom, and universal in outlook. And above all, let us uphold the timeless message of Sanatana Dharma, that truth, compassion, and harmony are the paths through which humanity realizes its highest potential. With these words, and with sincere gratitude for this honor, I bring an end to my work. Thank you. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Thank you for a very inspirational talk covering the entire Northeast. Who can ever forget the contribution made by Shankardeva as a philosopher, spiritual reformer? In spite of the Bodo communities there, the indigenous, which is known in Assam, the amount of work as a chief minister who covered the culture, the history, the polity, the religion, the spirituality, for which Assam shines today. Thank you, sir. You have inspired the entire audience by your very, very lucid talk, bringing the beauty of Assam in front of our eyes. We just request all the awardees for a group photo as we come to the end of the program. Let the lamp be brought in the front. This is for the media. There's a group photo, after which we'll have the Maitreem Bhajata, followed by national anthem. Requesting all of you to be seated for a few more minutes. There goes the picture perfect of all the awardees. Now we shall listen to the universal harmony penned by Mahaswami of Kanchi and rendered by Bharat Ratna Dr. M.S. Subbalakshmi at the United Nations.
अखिल हृजेत्रे मैत्री भजत अखिल हृजेत्रे मैत्री भजत अखिलहृजेत्रे आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणं त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रे मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रे जननी पृथिवी कामदुघास्ते जननी पृथिवी कामदुघास्ते जनको देवः सकल दयाळु जनको देवः सकल दयाळु दाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता दाम्यत दत्त दयध्वं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां
As we come to the end of the program today, inspired by the very presence of all the awardees, let us rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you all for making this function a very grand success. Thank you so much. Good night.